Hey, what's up everybody? BDF 44 coming at you with another video. Alright, so getting out the house as I always do. Tuesday feels like a Monday to me since everything kind of started yesterday. Or rather, yeah, since I got into the room on Monday. I'm trying to get my bearings about me, but feel pretty good. I just got to do a little grocery shopping. 7 days from now my EBT replenishes, so I got to use what's left on there, which is like 20 bucks. And try to figure out if I want to use any of the cash that I have or some of the EBT cash or GR cash, however that goes. But the point is, I'm very fortunate that the rooms that I just got these last 2 days were significantly less expensive than they normally are. So I cannot complain. I'm doing much better than I thought I would be doing. And I thought I had so much less to budget with for the next 7 days. So God has been amazing for me in that way, and I could not be more thankful today. I ain't got no complaints, to be honest with you. My team obviously is out of the playoffs officially yesterday. Watched a bunch of that, did a video on that this morning. We'll see how they work the off season. Hopefully they do some good things, and we'll talk about them on this channel. But just the new beginnings, that's really what it is. Hopefully new beginnings on that front, and also in my own life, man. Try to figure out how to handle my off season. I've just been talking so much about basketball, and I know there will be a lot to talk about on that front, but not nearly as much as I'm used to. And every 3 days there's been a Laker game. I've covered all 80 plus of them. 80, what was it? 86 of them? About 87 games. So now I gotta go through the next 4 months without it, try to adjust to it. But if I'm being honest with everybody, I really was tired of this year's team, man. It wasn't like I was tired of doing the videos for the team, you know, and covering the games. I really wasn't tired of that. But sometimes you get these units in basketball that just aren't as exciting as maybe you used to, or maybe whatever the case may be, you're just not as into it. And this was that year for me. I really wasn't as into it as I normally am, but still thank God that I was able to do what I love to do and cover the team like I did. So we'll see where it goes from here. But as a person who has a birthday in the summertime, sometimes I hate when the summer come around because there's no basketball, no Laker basketball specifically. But we do have summer Team USA, so we'll be looking at them a little bit, talking about them, I guess. I don't know how much I really care about Team USA Olympics as much as maybe most basketball fans do. I usually don't watch too much Olympics stuff at all, really. But you know, I know it's a big deal in the world, so maybe we'll cover it. You know, maybe we'll pay attention to it a little more this year. But sometimes the games be on like 3 in the morning and stuff like that. I can't promise people I'm gonna be watching that. But I do have 2 players on my team that are gonna be on there, so I might be interested in that. But yeah, man, just looking forward to what God wants to do. I want to buy myself some new art paper, but I don't necessarily want to have it delivered, because if I'm having it delivered, then it's coming out of the account where the very smallest amount of money is, and I gotta leave that open for the next couple of days. So I might have to buy it at Target or something, and if that's the case, I'm lugging it home. I don't know if I feel like carrying all that plus the groceries, so it's just, I'm running out of art paper. I got about 5 sheets left. I did 1 piece before I left the house just now. It's a pretty good one, but point is I want to be able to do it without having to think about it. And when you running out of paper, that is not how that works. So I gotta find a way to get the paper here, get back to me, and then from there, now it's starting to pile up to where I got 2 500 sheet packets that I'm gonna turn into 3 500 sheet packets. So it's like when you're going back and forth every 3 weeks, that stuff is getting heavy. You know what I mean? So what I want to do is probably hand one of them packets or both of those packets off to my boy T to put into the storage with the rest of my art. Slap it right on top of that tube full of art that I have there. But I gotta meet up with him. I haven't been able to connect with him. We've been trying to connect with one another, but we just ain't been able to find ourselves in the same place at the same time lately. So next time I see him, I will be handing him my art to put in the storage, because I can't keep lugging this stuff back and forth, and I don't want to stop doing it because of it, you know what I mean? So that's a real thing. But we're adding the third packet, man. It is what it is. And I usually run through a packet every 3 or 4 months, man. That's what it's been since I've been on this side of town. So, you know, hopefully I can get my own place very soon. Hopefully things can work out with my SSI, put in the appeal. I don't know when they're going to tell me whatever. Obviously, I don't know what their, what's the word, decision was on that SSI, but I appealed it just to be on the safe side, since I assume they're going to deny me. And so I didn't have a whole lot of time, as I told you guys on a previous video. When I found out that they had made a decision, it was like a whole 40 days after they made that decision. So you get 60 days to appeal after the decision's made. I didn't have time to wait to see if that mail would finally show up, or if, anything. I had to appeal and then find out what the decision was after us appealing. So I hope that doesn't affect anything, because you don't want to appeal a approved decision, but it is what it is, man. I have no choice. I didn't have time for anything. So it just is what it is, man. Just trying to keep up with everything that has to be done in my life. So, got no complaints about it. If anything, I'm just happy that I know that decision is in. And I've been waiting since August. So that makes it something that you don't want to let lapse, and then they have to start that process all over again, or however that goes. It's just going to be ridiculous for me, devastatingly ridiculous, really, and consider I've been waiting on this. But it is what it is, man. While I'm in this room, I will be going back to my therapist. I was worried that the therapist date that I set up was the same day that I have to get out of the room, but that's actually a week after that. So 2 weeks from now, I will be going to see Lydia. 2 weeks from Monday, actually. This past yesterday. So 14 days from now, basically. And we'll check her out and, keep up with that aspect of what needs to be done in my life. That time is actually going to has gone by fast. Since the last time I saw her, back in March? Oh no, right after that. It was early April, so time's going by fast. We'll see how these next 2 weeks go, but so far it's been a fast-paced thing. So hope she's enjoying her vacation or whatever her obligations were. And it is what it is, man. Just trying to keep up with everything that I normally do. Getting back out here walking. So thankful that the Lord let me hold on to a little more change, so that leaving the house feel a lot better this week than it did last week. Because last week, as I was telling you guys, one of those days I thought I was so broke that I felt like it was not responsible for me to be leaving the house for no reason. And then I found out it was a little more money in the account, and then from there I was able to save money on the room. So now I'm back to square one in regards to being able to do really what I was hoping to be able to continue doing, which is just going to Hollywood and doing all these different things that I do on a daily basis while talking to you guys. So yeah, man, that's what it is. I ain't really got a whole lot other than that to say. Everything that's going on in Gaza, I talk about that on my channel. Free Palestine is always on my mind. I prayed about that this morning, and they got some fresh new people that they've been able to slaughter because of the fresh new bombs that America has been sending them. $23 billion of fresh new artillery that they can use on innocent children. Welcome to 2024. That's acceptable. Protesting said behavior is not acceptable. And they're arresting the hell out of people and demonizing people who see something wrong with that, which is just evil, man. It ain't deeper than that. It's just pure evil, and we've allowed these people to take over the globe by way of our capitalistic greed, and allowing them to back us into circumstances where they would normalize the worst behavior in the world, and that's really what it is. I was listening to another one of those dudes on TV invoke the name of Amalek, saying that the Amalek's people should have been slaughtered years ago. They should have never existed. And, Israel's, it's their responsibility with the hand of God to remove the sons of Amalek from the earth. And it's like, I hope America understands. I hope our government truly has an understanding of what Zionists are actually trying to do here. Because maybe we have our interests vested in it as they clear people out. They're going to, from there, take over the land and have, very lucrative paths through that. But like these Zionists who are doing this is a holy mission they're on. So whatever agreement you think you have with them, you need to understand how they operate. They feel like they're the chosen people to be able to annihilate whoever they feel. So if you have a deal with somebody like this, if you have negotiation, if you've negotiated tactics of friendlies with these people, you do understand that when you break that, they're gonna turn on you. Like, that's what this is for. They're removing Amalek from the earth and this is what he said, the guy that I was listening to essentially said it was important to remove Amalek from the earth to teach all of those who would oppose Israel or their enemies what they would do to their enemies. So they plan on killing other people. Anybody that opposes them, they're going to do this to. So it's like, if you're going to support this, you need to understand that they're not going to do this and then go back to being civil. They're going to do this and then expect everyone else to do their bidding, or they're going to start turning on all of us, start killing us the same way. That is what they're doing. They're terrorists, bro. This is a terroristic entity with power. And so as you consider yourself a good friend to these people, you need to understand what drives them. It's not money. Money is not driving this behavior, man. It's not. They're driven by something much more powerful within them, and that is evil. That's Satan, who they call God. It's Satan. This is Satanism. And the behavior that comes from doing Satan's will, man. So, like, while y'all think about money, you don't understand what they're thinking about and why they're doing this. And don't lose sight of that. And don't think that just because you have your vested interest in it, that it's just going to be, we can be civil now. Let's go back to making money. No. They're going to expect you to do their will. Whatever that is. They're going to expect you to apologize anytime you piss them off. And if for any reason you have to strike them, they're going to look to treat you like Amalek. Like, I don't think some people really care about that kind of stuff because they're probably going to be off the earth anyway. Like a lot of American politicians, they're more so interested in certain other things that they have, their legacy and what they want. Maybe they're a part of that. Maybe they believe in that. But a lot of the people who are supporting Israel and doing this are not. They're not Jewish. They're not particularly passionate about removing Amalek from the earth. You know what I mean? They're not. And I don't think they really, I don't think they get it. And I think that's what the devil intends. Like, for the people who are powering this to not be wise enough to know better than to power this. It's spiritual warfare, a lot of deliberate confusion, a lot of deliberate bad actions that would otherwise be, like, if you were thinking clear, you're like, this shouldn't be done. I can't trust that person. Of course I can't trust them. They're doing this, that, and the third. Like, that part is missing so that what is happening can go forward. And if you're spiritually inclined and you really believe that God exists and that the enemy is trying to attack God and everything he has, try to take everything from God, then you understand why people are deliberately doing unwise things so that this can be powered forward. People are deliberately being fine with this. People are attacking people who are not fine with this, as if this is supposed to be done. It's because this is spiritual warfare and real evil exists. You know what I mean? And we're seeing it. And so I just find myself, understanding that being prayed up is important for those of us who are spiritually inclined, and for those of us who don't believe in anything spiritual. You're in trouble with this thing. You're in trouble with what it is in front of you, because you're likely going to choose the wrong thing, or move the wrong way or continue to enable this by way of how you live your life. That's really what it is, man. You're likely not going to care about what you're seeing or any of that. And so that's really what it comes down to. At some point in time, we got to start getting to a point where we look past ourselves, look past our lifetime, and understand what we're tumbling forward to our children and to our children's children by allowing this energy to be accepted and the treatment that we're receiving to be the norm for opposing it. You let them wipe off Amalek and they're going to wipe out somebody else tomorrow. They're telling you that's what they intend to do. They're telling you with the power that you give them and the adherence to whatever it is that keeps them in power, they will continue to rage against whoever it is that opposes them. And who knows what they define as opposing them? Who knows? Because they're obviously not rational, they're killing kids. So when you let terrorists run crazy and then you let them go back into your lands, because by way of your politics, technically this is not illegal, so therefore they're not looked at as bad people. It's like you're letting maniacs back into your society. People who kill children for fun. Like, you're letting them back into your society because of your agreements as a government. Like, we need to get our irresponsible government into a space where they have to adhere to responsibility again, where it's okay to identify people as through their behavior. You're killing kids for the IDF. You shouldn't be able to come back to the post office. No, you should be going to jail. Like, literally, you should be in an electric chair. But because of what it is that we are lying about and the plausible deniability of the Hamas narrative, we get to say that the people who are fighting this war, which is really genocide, are actually good soldiers. But that is not a lie that anyone believes. It's just a lie that people tell themselves to cover their backside. But when you let what covers your backside expose your backside, you're going to get what comes after this. You don't know who you're around now as it pertains to who's fighting against those people and coming back into your native lands. UK got people. America got plenty of them. Most of them people that speak, they're from somewhere other than where they're fighting for. It doesn't make any sense how we've allowed ourselves to become this corrupt to where it's responsible for us to allow maniacs into our midst. Absolute maniacs. It's like, you know what I mean? And this is what you've allowed your politics to run you into. Nobody actually thinks, and the thing that bothers me is the truth of the matter is nobody actually thinks this is okay. They just are able to hide behind the Hamas narrative. That's what it is. As long as we haven't confirmed that the narrative is fake, we can behave as if we think the narrative is true. And anything that comes with it follows through. Like, it's like that's not smart. We don't want to do that as a nation, because then it leaves loopholes open for certain things that you don't intend to take place. But it's like we're not going to deviate from that because we're going to save face, even if it rips our face off. Like, this country and the surrounding countries who are doing this are destined to fall, man. They're destined to fall because you're not standing on anything concrete. You're standing on a lie. A narrative lie that enables people who stole land to kill children in the name of upholding their right to do this, to steal land and kill children in the name of something that they feel they're supposed to be inheriting by God above them, who, if you just put two and two together, you'll find is not God at all. And half of them don't even believe in God. They believe in the power that they have over others. That's what they believe. And they believe themselves to be God, except for the confusion of it all will not allow them to actually say that. It's so strange, man. And not only is it strange, but it's riddled in fear. Fear of being exposed for the truth that you want to uphold, which isn't true at all, but you don't want people to not adhere to it. It's like it's just absolute chaos. It's chaos. We're adhering to chaos. And I think the people who've enabled us to be in that space, which is a lot of people in government and in corporations, you're gonna find, if you really dig in their back pockets, you're gonna find some of the worst stuff in the world. If you really dig in their closets, you're gonna find all kinds of skeletons, because at the end of the day, look what they're enabling right out here in front of everybody. Look what it is that they're supporting right here in front of everybody. Of course, they're the worst people in the world. Of course, that's where child trafficking is. Of course, that's what you're going to find the crux of the drug trade. Of course, that's where you're going to find those who manipulated the stock market. These are the worst people in the world, who are completely fine with people being numbers on a board that can easily be removed, and it's fine. And if you find out what's in their spirit, you're probably going to find a lot of dark stuff, dark practices, ungodly practices. Like they're out in the open at this point. You're just letting them maneuver as if it's okay for them to do what they're doing, and as if what they agree to should be adhered to, while they're pretending to trust one another when really there's no loyalty in any of them. So they're eventually going to turn on each other, because that's the nature of evil in and of itself. It's to turn on itself. And so that's what I'm saying to you guys. We got to respect understanding of what's in front of us versus what it is that people want to keep going. The civilized of us all, who want to keep this going, who don't have to see the images, who don't have to do anything but wake up out of their comfortable beds, go down to wherever they're going, and proceed to uphold what they're upholding to keep that cycle going. They don't see any of the carnage. They don't have to suffer any of the ills. It's not their limbs being blown off. It's not their kids under rubble. They really are fine with that, because they feel like it's better you than us in regards to that. So it's like, we're going to continue to be civilized because this is what keeps us from being you. When in reality, that's not civilized at all. You're barbaric, and you're allowing this to happen outside of your view. And you're fine with it because it doesn't affect you. And in my mind, we're nestled comfortably in a space where we've allowed them to feel so safe doing this, and for it to be so indoctrinated in our mind that they don't deserve this coming back at them in any way, by way of the posing and the grandstanding that takes place in regards to that very energy. It's like, we're civilized. Of course you don't bring to us anything like that. Why would you harm us? Why would we harm you? Except for you enabling people to die by sending billions of dollars over to these various countries where carnage is happening, where people don't get to wake up out of their comfortable beds and go down to a place and uphold their dignity and all of these other different guises of decency, where they have to wake up to bombs bursting in there, where they got to wake up to their children not being alive anymore and stuff like that, because of the behavior of these civilized individuals who never even had anything fall on them, not even had a berry from a tree fall on their heads before. Like, they make these people who've been safe all their lives, who've been comfortable all their lives, and making decisions for people who don't get to live very long. And it's a bad balance. It's bad balance. You know what I mean? And I think what frustrates me, I'm a believer in God, but every time I listen to anybody talking about this, a good portion of the people who are having this happen to them, the first thing they say is, well, hell is gonna be waiting for those people. God is gonna wipe them out. It's like, yes, but you gotta defend yourself. I'm not saying behave like them, but if your reaction to what they're doing and killing you and your kids is, man, hell is all gonna be hot for them, or you're not giving them any resistance at all, and they're gonna keep doing it until there's no more of y'all left, and then they're gonna die of cancer and stuff like, it's like, until y'all start doing to these people what they doing to you, and making it so that they're not as safe in their homes, and that they understand desperation, and that they feel some pain, or they lose a limb or two, they're not gonna really respect that anything's gonna happen. And I think, like I said, we're marked under the understanding that it's just so wrong for us to defend ourselves and defend others. It's like, no, we would never. We are like a bunch of trained dogs. Like, no, we ain't gonna commit no violence. Even if violence is being done to us, we're gonna stand up and we're gonna maintain the docile energy. Like, nah, you gotta pick up a gun and shoot somebody, honestly. Just being honest. If you want that to stop, you want genocide to stop, it ain't gonna be just, oh, no. That's not gonna stop that. It never did. It never did. They're still killing people right now. And while I do think protest holds a lot of weight, if it irritates them a lot, boycotting can hurt them in the long run. They're gonna kill about 1 million people before that long run comes around. And time is of the essence, and that's what we're learning in real time. It took us 200 days to spread the word. You know how many people they killed 200 days? You didn't have that kind of time. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, while we're trying to figure out how to peacefully stay within on our leash, that they've basically indoctrinated us into believing that we should have, for which they don't have around their necks at all in regards to what they want to do to the children of Amalek. We trying to figure out how to get this damn leash off while they're killing the children of Amalek. They wiping them out. By the time we figure out how to have stopped it, it would have already been done. I'm sorry, but people feel too damn safe walking around supporting genocide. And the proper reaction to them supporting genocide is not being seen right now. It's just not. We're too trained. We're too distracted to actually stop them. And that's why it hasn't happened. That's exactly why it hasn't happened. I liken it to being in a space where everybody is so kind and so soft, would be the word, that you can go in there and just reach in all of their damn pockets and just take everything out of their pockets and walk out of there without even brandishing a gun, because ain't none of them gonna come together to stop you. They're not gonna rush you. Not only are they too afraid to, but they're trained to think that if they do, they should feel bad for themselves. That they should feel ashamed if they do. And that's what you have over there. Some of them aren't even afraid of you. They're gonna stomp their feet and demand you stop, and you still got your hand in their pocket. You're gonna walk right out, because at the end of the day, they can't hurt you. Not because they can't hurt you, it's because they believe they can't hurt you. They believe if they do hurt you, then they should feel bad about their own esteem. Trained dogs. If they come together and bite the hell out of you, you ain't gonna be able to do none of that. But as long as you have the psychological power over their will to choose to defend, then you don't ever have to worry about defending yourself. This is why I love the movie Demolition Man so much, because it showed me. We're seeing some version of that right now. Dude ended up in the future, looked around, and everybody was like that. Too kind to do anything. And while the government itself that was over the city was keeping their foot on poor people who would otherwise not be thinking like that. People who were free thinkers, who didn't want to move along with the get along, they were being treated horribly for having free thought. Like, that movie was so important to me as a child, because it taught me about that concept. Yeah, the world had become a more docile place, but it wasn't any less evil. It had just had morphed into something that would allow for more peaceful environments around itself. It wasn't actually a good place. It was affecting horrible things everywhere with its intentions. But the world around it was safe. See what I'm saying? Like that? That's bad. And that's exactly what we turn into in our own way. Too docile to really put an end to this nonsense. Because what we agree upon is civilized. And civilized is not only about adhering to laws, but it's about, as a collective unit, not doing anything violent that would otherwise stop violence. And that is so taboo to even speak on it that even I'm wondering, whoa, are they going to slow my voice down for saying pick up a gun? Like, while they're sending $28 billion of money for ammunition to kill innocent people. People more innocent than me. People more decent than myself. They are sending their civilized money to their buddy to invoke the violence that is even beyond what it is that I would likely want to do in defense. Consider it. While they have you thinking that being violent to stop them is the worst thing in the world, they're funding violence to kill some of the most innocent people in the world. And we're not supposed to rally together to stop that? Of course not if you listen to them. No, you're definitely not. And that's the point. The bad guys are telling the story. The bad guys have been in place for a very long time, teaching us how to behave so that they can do the crimes they want to commit, while knowing that they ain't going to have to worry about us uprising against others, against them for doing it. You know what I'm saying? We're too nice to do anything that would otherwise be effective enough to stop this from happening. Too nice. We got the means to do it. There's plenty of weapons to fight all these different things, but nobody's going to do that because we're too nice to do it. We're too used to being safe. And they use that against us. They use that against us. They use that against the people that they're hurting too. By the time the people realize what they should have did, we would have knocked you all off already. Like, damn. So that's why y'all been teaching me how to be so docile. That's why I feel afraid to tell people to pick up a gun and fight against evil. Because I've been trained all my life to think that I'm a bad guy for doing so. And to trust you when you say if a bad guy is a bad guy. But see, I got the inside track on that because I'm a black guy. And they've been telling everybody I'm something I'm not for a long time. So it's like, I know better than most. I know better than most because the things that they're doing to the Palestinians and the Arabs, they've been doing to the black people the whole time. All these things that I'm hearing the Arab people say they're frustrated with in regards to how they're being treated is stuff that we were screaming about since right after slavery. I'm like, yo, they've been doing this to us for a long time. That's how they know how to do it to y'all. They've been training themselves on us. At some point in time, hopefully it's not after 2-3 million people have been killed, but at some point in time, we're going to realize what we need to do to stop this, man. And it was always to revolt against what it is that training in regards to us being nice was. The very thing that they've taught us to never do to them is what was required in order to stop them from doing the stuff that they're doing to others. Not a peaceful result, an effective one. Because peace meant that they didn't have to feel nothing. They were always able to be safe. Yeah, a little uncomfortable, but safe. And as a result, they can leave others unsafe. It didn't work. It never would. And they knew that. They were smart enough to make sure that the people were docile. You were never going to pick up a gun to shoot. Why? Because you would always have a conscience about yourself to tell you never should. But that same conscience, in good faith, should have told you to not allow them to kill kids and to stop them at whatever cost in regards to it. You see what I'm saying? If we had free thought running our situation, many of us who love children to the point where we throw ourselves in front of whatever is endangering those kids would have threw ourselves in front of those people who were harming them and neutralized those threats. It's just like any other situation, if you leave one door open, you allow for things to come in through the back door. You close this door, but you leave the back door open, people can come in through that way. It's the same thing. Yeah, we remain civilized, and as a result, we get to mourn 30,000 kids that died. And continue to, while we're sitting back trying to figure out, should we stop them? Are they the bad guys? Do we trust who's telling us this? They just killing. Numbers going up while we're sitting here like, maybe we should go to the university and sit around and sit in the campfire and they killing. Maybe we should go outside somebody's house and beep a bunch of times and demand that they stop doing this. And they just killing. Numbers going up and up. It's like, fam, that doesn't work. You got to kill too. You got to. You got to undo that for which has been embedded in your skull by those people to keep you docile in regards to them. As I said many times in regards to the Demolition Man, that movie, nothing better epitomizes this than the scene where Wesley Snipes is holding a gun up to Raymond Cocteau, the character's head, and he can't pull the trigger. And it's because when he was in cryostasis, which was having him frozen throughout a moment of time so they could wake him up in this here future we're referring to, they were able to indoctrinate in his mind all different types of talents and all different types of intentions. And one of them was to never kill Raymond Cocteau. So he's sitting up there holding the gun, ready to shoot, having killed millions of people in his past, but he can't kill this man. Why? Because they got a hold of his brain. And by way of that training and by way of what they put in there, he can't do what he feels he wants to do. What would otherwise be necessary for whatever it is that was going on in that movie. And he's sitting up there like, I can't kill this. I want to, but his hand is shaking, holding the gun. He can't kill him. Now, eventually he gives the gun to somebody else right next to him who didn't have that put in their skull, and that person ended up shooting Raymond Cocteau. But the point is, that's us. We've been taught to be so nonviolent toward those who would otherwise be violent toward people around us and in other countries. So when they stomping out black people in the streets, you ain't gonna rush the cops. You know what I'm saying? You're never gonna do that. Not only because it's illegal to do so, but because in your head, they have made it so that you understand that if you act that way, your conscience should be disrupted. You should be bad. You should feel bad about that. If you say, yo, we should come together to protect these children with our arms, and then it's like, well, no, because if I say that, I'm a terrorist. No, what you're doing is free thinking, identifying what terrorism is and understanding what is required to neutralize it. You're not a terrorist, because if there was nothing like this to identify that was actually hurting children, innocent people being slaughtered, you would not revolt in any way nor have a reason to. They provoke, you revolt. But if you're trained not to believe that the provocation requires revolt, then the provocation will succeed. Hence what we're seeing indeed. But I'm supposed to, by way of everything I learned in this city, this country, in this world I'm in, nope. I can't tell people to rise up against evil in a violent way, because if I do that, I'm a terrorist. And all the worst things in the world come to me because it's illegal and I'm a bad guy for doing it. Like, no, I'm not a bad guy for doing it. They're killing children. We need to stop them. Like, literally. They're murdering thousands and thousands of innocent people who can't even do nothing to save themselves. They need us to undo the Raymond Cocteau can't be killed mind training so that they can be saved. Literally. And if we would have been on top of that, we would have saved millions of people and had enough to neutralize the threat. Plenty. Would have plenty to neutralize the threat. But we're trained like dogs, trying to figure out how to take off the leash instead of how to bite whoever the hell needs to be bitten in the moment. And that's why prayer is important. That's why prayer is important. Because the training is in place. The training is in place. So prayer is important because it can be above that training. Lord put it in my heart to say, yo, no, you shouldn't be picking up guns and coming together and inciting any type of warfare of any kind. Nor should the government above you be doing it either. When they decide they want to vilify myself or vilify Arab person or vilify whomever they're going to choose to next, none of that should be done either. None of that should be done. I shouldn't be telling you to pick up guns. They shouldn't be sending $28 billion of money to anywhere to kill anybody. None of that should be done. None of it. What's the point? They don't have that Raymond Cocteau stuff in their skulls. They gave that to you so that you can keep them from stopping them from doing whatever it is they want to do with them skulls. Whatever come to their little evil ass minds. Hey, we can't have the people turning on us. There's too many of them. It'll tear up the little comfortable world we have around us. So we need them to be docile, comfortable, and distracted while we continue to do what it is that keeps whatever going on, what we want to do, whatever it is. Today we want to wipe out Palestinians. Tomorrow may want to wipe out so-and-so else, whoever. And we need y'all to be wanting to stand down while all this is happening. We need you to want to stand down. We can't have you thinking it's okay to stop us or to try. See what I'm saying? That's how it works. And then people die. And you get up to heaven, you know what God's saying? Something along the lines of, why didn't you stop them? Well, God, I mean, we were bad guys if we do. I didn't tell you that. That's what they told you. God never said that. God told all of us not to kill. He didn't just tell the citizens not to kill while the government gets to go ahead and do it. He told all of us, thou shalt. Thou was all of us. Everybody. And so I'm just saying to you guys, look, man, we're comfortable in our little spaces, and as a result, our brothers overseas are being destroyed by our tax dollars, man. They killing the hell out of them people. Innocent people that they can't even defend themselves, can't even feed themselves. They didn't wage war against because some holy stuff. Because of something they have in mind that was written in a book. No different than thou shalt not kill. They say we're going to destroy the sons of Amalek, and that's what we're going to do. Who are the sons of Amalek? Can we even prove these are the sons of Amalek? Nope. We don't want to, but we the chosen people, so we ain't never wrong. Are we in America? Yes, but we're going to call it India because we were headed to India, and even though we got lost, it's still India because we were never wrong. Like, that's the energy that they engage in. You know what I'm saying? We ain't wrong even when we are wrong. We just changed the truth to fit what it is that would have otherwise made us right. And so therefore we don't have to look as if we were incompetent, even though we really are. It's proven. You know? And so that's what I'm telling all of y'all, man. You're dealing with a whole new set of pilgrims. Same pilgrims, different types of ships, different type of intentions, man. Look at the worst people in the world, and you see that they have the most right now. BlackRock, Vanguard, all these companies that own every goddamn thing. And if you look at their emblems, and I saw this a couple of days ago, this isn't an independent thought, I actually saw this posted. 2 out of the 3 emblems of these 3 big companies are ships, like pilgrim ships. And it comes to me to understand that this is the same thinking. Same people, same thinking, same money, which is why it's so long. They say, we're in India. No, you're not. You didn't make it to India. You went to the wrong place. Well, we'll just call it India. That doesn't make it India. Yes, it does. Like, what the hell? Same people, same money, same line of thinking. Kid you not. And so they benefiting from this war. They got all their companies invested in the destruction of any damn thing because they invest in all these damn bombs, and now it's time to use them. Even if it ain't time to use them, we need to make it time to use them, because otherwise we just made them for nothing. That's a bad investment, surplus on bombs. So if they want to kill the sons of Amalek, I don't care what you blow up. Just buy these from me. And whatever needs to happen so that that is okay, so that people don't turn on us while that's happening, we'll believe and tell any lie necessary. Hey, it's Hamas. No, it ain't. It's you wanting to benefit from war because you done built all these bombs and you need someone to buy them from you. So you can launder the money from one hand to the next. $28 billion to fund this fake ass war that ain't even really a war, but you killing a bunch of poor people who can't do nothing? Get out of here, man. What type of stupid do you think I am? What type of stupid did you think God created in his brain? It ain't nothing but a little money laundering scheme. Likely a money laundering scheme that comes from all of the evil that you've been doing in the black market. Like stealing from the stock market and child bad stuff that we don't need to say on this channel. You know what it is. That makes trillions of dollars a year, I'm sure. They gotta launder it somewhere. So they launder it in the killing of people who can't harm them, who can't really harm anybody, because they figure ain't nobody gonna miss them. So they just destroy them, launder the money that way. Yeah, that's 28 billion here. Buy those bombs. Drop them on what? Whatever the hell you want. You have a holy war? Perfect. Here's your money. Go. Have it. Go to town. So of course your president ain't gonna call for a ceasefire. Of course your vice president ain't gonna say nothing's wrong with this. Of course this and that and the third company's gonna continue to fund Israel because they're all in cahoots, because they all make money, because they're all owned by them same three companies. That's all it is, man. Three companies laundering money because all the black market money is making so much money. And they gotta figure out somewhere to throw it. They made so much money off this, and this, and every other thing they had no business doing, on top of all the legitimate money that came from owning the whole thing, everything. And so these little crazy guys want to kill Amalek's sons. Hey, man, have at it. Have at it. Just put my money somewhere. Make it so that these bombs that we make can be used instead of just sitting somewhere or just wasting money. I'm telling y'all, man, it probably ain't much deeper than that. I speculate, but it probably ain't much deeper than that. Everybody with a brain know these people crazy as hell and indoctrinating bullshit. Excuse my language, but anybody with a brain knows Israel is crazy. Like literally. Anybody with a brain knows Zionists is just racism. That's all it is. It ain't deeper than that. Just racism, low frequency racism, bro. That's all it is. And if you're a person of the coin and a person of the dollar, then you're above that. You're above it. You just want to continue to save faces if you're not. Because it benefits whatever agreements you have amongst however it goes. But you know better. You know better. You know they doing math wrong. You know damn well you, money person, don't value them like they value themselves. And you know that energy's gonna work against them eventually. You know it. Even if you're too much of a pompous liar to let them know you know they're full of shit. And I hate to tell you this, Zionist, but that's the truth. A lot of people who are smiling in your face telling you to keep going, they know you're full of shit, fam. Even if you don't know it yourself, they know it. They know you're not chosen by anybody. They know this energy is going to be reflecting poorly upon you. They know the world's going to revolt against you. They know all of that, and they're going to make money off of that too. While you sitting up here thinking you're the center of the universe, bro, they're laughing at you. They just don't necessarily think it's in their best interest to let you know it. Just being honest. And when you run into that wall that you're running into with this behavior, making the world hate you forever, they're going to pick up what you left off. They're going to take that land that you done cleared out, and they're going to build on it what they want to build on it. While you think your plan's going to be happening, your plans ain't happening. It's going to be third-party plans happening. They're going to pick right up where you left off. Yeah, you cleared out the land. You did whatever you want to do. Now everybody hates you. Cool. I'm going to buy this. I'm going to do that on the land. That's what's happening. You know that's what's happening. Anybody who's a good, clear thinker knows that's what's coming. Israel ain't going to have no hand in that land. Israel's going to be a wasteland. Because everybody's going to hate them from every land because of what it is that we had to witness them do in 2024. Duh. You ain't even got to be that smart to see that coming. BDF 44. Thank y'all for watching.